Hello there. When going over some old ground regarding the EU, trade deals and tariffs, I rediscovered a very informative piece by someone who really knows what they're on about, and it will come as a shock to some. Just like everyone else, my memory tends to become sieve-like just at the wrong moment. So I'm often to be found going over old ground to refresh myself on matters over which I'd become somewhat hazy. During this process today, I came across an article written in May 2016 called Myths About Trade and the Single Market, written by the man who was the Secretary for Trade and Industry in the lead-up to the single market being implemented in the UK. Former Conservative MP, the Right Honourable Peter Lilley, who retired from politics earlier this year. In the article, to which I put a link in the description box below the video, he throws some surprising light on international trade and tariffs. He starts by pointing out that he was, before he retired, the only MP with first-hand experience of both trade and the single market, and then went on to say that, sadly, when politicians debate issues of which they have no experience, they seize on any plausible argument which supports their case. Unfortunately, in matters of trade, what sounds plausible is often the reverse of the truth. His first point is that trade deals are grossly exaggerated. His words, not mine. Countries succeed with or without trade deals, he said, if they produce goods and services other countries want. He goes on to say that because most tariffs are now so low, the most worthwhile trade deals to strike are those with fast-growing developing countries with high tariffs. His second point is that the UK's still current contributions to the EU of about £10 billion a year equates to an average tariff of 7%. But if we were to leave with no deal at all, the average tariff we would face would be about 2.4%. As he puts it, paying 7% to avoid 2 to 3% is mis-selling that dwarfs the PPI scandal. The third point is that EU membership has so far prevented the UK setting up its own deals, and that in reality the EU has so far failed to deliver that many deals. The fourth point is a big one. In his experience, the monolithic EU is less able to strike a good deal than a single country. Bilateral deals are simpler, quicker and more comprehensive, he said. Another point concerns the topical subject of the copy and pasting of current deals we have with other countries via the EU. Many pro-EU commentators today are deriding this route, but as Peter Lilley points out, under the principle of continuity in international law, we can novate existing EU treaties to the UK. We should start that process ahead of leaving the EU. People also assume that we benefit from participating in the rule-making process within the EU, he said. But as he indicates, this system gives the same benefits to the US and Japanese producers who are not in the EU and don't participate in the process. Then there's the passporting of financial services. Having helped put the system in place, Peter Lilley said he decided to make a speech on how it had benefited businesses. The trouble was that his advisors couldn't find a company that was doing any type of business that it wasn't doing before. On claims that businesses would flee the city, he says the reverse could be true, as firms gravitate towards London to escape the onerous rules and regulations in the EU, just like companies had done for decades. In fact, staying in the EU would do more to stifle our financial services than free them up. I am convinced that the city where I used to work has most to lose in the long term from the gradual erosion of its historic advantages if we stay in the EU, he said. I would urge you to go and read his article, which goes into more depth and covers more areas than this video. Then come back and let us know what you think. Thank you. Please do like and share this video. And also subscribe to my channel. And when subscribing, please do remember to press on the little bell next to the subscribe button That way you'll get an alert every single time I put up a new video. Thank you very much for watching.